Known as the land of rising robotics, Japan has consistently ranked as the world's biggest exporter of robots. In 2020, Japanese manufacturers boasted 78% of the global robot sales, and currently 7 of the 10 world's leading robotics companies are located in Japan. That explains why the Asian giant has remained a global frontrunner when it comes to the development of industrial robots. Over time, manufacturers have sought to try their hands on producing non-industrial robots. Following this direction, Japan just revealed new female robots that are fully performing. Let's find out everything you need to know about them. The history of Japan's robotics dominance. Since the mid-90s, Japan has maintained a strong dominance of the robotics industry, and that preeminence has obviously transcended into the age and time that we live in today. Interestingly, Japan's love for robots is born out of necessity rather than pleasure. The country is faced with a rapidly evolving demographic crisis. Top of the list is the aging population and shrinking workforce, which threatens to cripple its $12 trillion economy. And with the fertility rate failing to exceed the replacement level since the 1970s, Japan has opted to aggressively adopt robots, a decision that has so far proven to be efficient. The Japanese government estimates a shortfall of 380,000 specialized elderly care home workers by 2025 and hopes that robots can help fill the void. As part of this initiative, robots are being deployed to elderly care homes in large numbers. Constant use of these machines is expected to reduce the workload on caregivers and also provide companionship for residents of the elderly care home. With 20 different robots in active service, the Shintomi nursing home has benefited a great deal from this robot adoption initiative. A top official at the nursing home says the introduction of robots has brought about peace of mind among the staff. Countries around the world have continued to monitor the situation and might adopt the same initiative depending on how effective it is in the long term. More than 100 foreign groups, including delegates from China, South Korea, and the Netherlands, have visited the Shintomi nursing home in Japan to understudy how robots are able to administer care to residents. And a few of the robots have caught the eye already, bringing foreign investment into Japan. Panasonic Corp., a local Japanese robot manufacturer, has begun shipping its robotic bed, which can also serve as a wheelchair, to Taiwan. Pero, a therapeutic robotic animal, is also in active service in about 400 senior homes in Denmark. The global market for nursing care is disabled aid robots is an infantry stage at the moment, so Japan might be unable to immediately recoup most of its financial investment in the sector at the moment. But experts believe that the domestic arm of the industry will grow by $3.8 billion by 2035, meaning the foreign market for Japanese nursing care and disabled robots could become a viable source of income for the country. However, the Japanese industrial robot industry is thriving already. Back in 2017, Japan's labor military committed 5.2 billion yen or $50 million to introduce robots to 5,000 facilities within the country, and since then the government has continued to invest heavily in the industry, including grants to local manufacturers. The Japanese robotics industry has evolved into a public-private affair, and that has helped the Asian country become a natural habitat for robots. And this has brought huge success in terms of employment and income generation. More than 50% of the world's robotic engineers reside in Japan. According to Statista, the country generated 739.3 billion Japanese yen, or just over $5 billion from the export of manipulators and robots in 2021. It would surprise you that countries like the United States and China, who have vast knowledge of robotics technology, also import robots from Japan. And according to the president of the International Federation of Robotics, Milton Guerri, exports of Japanese industrial robots have seen a 6% compound annual growth in the last half-decade. Global robotics adoption. While Japan is predominantly the world's leading manufacturer of robotics, it is behind a number of countries in terms of usage and implementation of the technology. Official reports rank Singapore as the world's most robot-friendly nation. The country has a robot density ratio of 918 units per 10,000 employees as of 2019. South Korea comes in second with 868 units of robots per 10,000 employees over the same period, while Japan completes the top 3 with 364 robots per 10,000 employees. Sweden and Denmark, with 274 and 243 robots respectively per 10,000 workers, make up the top 5. Ubiquity of Japan's robots. As we mentioned earlier in this video, Japan's robotics industry features a strong working relationship between government agencies and private firms. These stakeholders are constantly collaborating to research, develop, and invent robots for different purposes, from automobile factories to hospitality hospitality spots, and space exploration missions, robots have become a regular feature in Japan. During the 2011 Tohoku earthquake and tsunami, the Japanese government deployed disaster response robots as part of the rescue team, and their performance throughout the stint was impressive. The engineering department at the University of Tokyo is currently developing robots that can thrive under extreme weather conditions. The development team plans to invent and train robots that can be remotely deployed into dangerous climates to survey and collect information. If they succeed, this would limit the risks that human emergency responders have to undertake. The medical spectrum is another industry that has benefited from Japan's encouraging robotics culture. The goal is to see robots take on an active role in various hospitals across the country, which would help to reduce the burden on health workers. In fact, the mechanical engineering department at the University of Tokyo is currently exploring the prospect of robot-assisted surgeries. Private companies have contributed their quota as well. In August 2021, Metacoroid Corporation became the first Japanese company to receive approval from the authorities to develop and sell a robotic-assisted surgery system. The system features 4 arms and has an endoscope and other important surgical instruments. It can be controlled remotely using an electronic device while a surgeon monitors the proceedings through the endoscope, which offers a 3D view of the operation. Connected Robotics Incorporated, a Tokyo-based firm, has invented an automated food robot called OctoChef. OctoChef is designed to make the famous Japanese snack called takoyaki. In 2019, Connect Robotics Incorporated received Series A funding of about 850 million yen, or $7.8 million, from a group of companies to become one of the highest valued startups in Japan. This fund will be used to foster the development of new products like an automated breakfast cooking robot, an automatic dishwasher, as well as a robot that can tidy up the house. SoftBank Robotics, a Japanese robot manufacturer, is responsible for producing the world-famous humanoid robot called Pepper. Among other things, Pepper has been deployed to different adult homes within and outside Japan. In a remarkable event in 2018, Pepper appeared before the UK Parliament to defend the role of artificial intelligence and robots in caregiving for the elderly. Meanwhile, Chili's Grill and Bar, an American restaurant chain, has deployed robot servers to more than 60 locations. This robot, known as Rita, can act as a host, guiding guests to their seats as well as taking orders and serving customers. It's a little disappointing that it wasn't invented in the land of the rising robotics, but nonetheless, it's a good advertisement for the robotics industry. Japan's female robot. Over the years, humanoid robots have become popular thanks to robots like Sophia, Atlas, and others. Japanese manufacturers have started to look more in this direction too. Their more significant entry into this less-known category is Erica, a delectable princess made from metal and powered by artificial intelligence. Erica's beauty is as stunning as her cognitive abilities. She isn't anything like your usual heartless and emotionless robots. This damsel has a soul, and although she cannot move her hands just yet, she craves human interaction just as much as any female would. Battling COVID-19 with robots. In 2020, the world was hit with COVID-19, our worst health crisis in decades. The best healthcare system couldn't contain this bloodthirsty virus, which posed a great risk to the world's population and even more so to health workers. Faced with this negative reality, humans quickly discovered how effective robots could be in our quest to stay alive. The delivery of robots around the world hit record levels, and they began to take on an active role even within our society. Robots took on some low-level tasks at hospitals and other public places. Their job description includes monitoring temperature and blood pressure levels, taking swab tests, and disinfecting the environment. We can certainly agree that robots played a huge role in helping us curb the virus. The future of robotics. The growth of robotics industry has been nothing short of fascinating, and from the way things are at the moment, the sector is said to grow even more exponentially in the coming years. Analysis shows that 1 in every 5 people will be aged at least 65 years by 2030, meaning the global workforce will shrink even further. At the same time, researchers at Global Data estimate that the global robotics industry will be worth around $500 billion in 2030, meaning there will be enough robots to help fill in the deficit as they did during the COVID-19 pandemic. Be sure to check out this next video over here.